Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am McAlphany. So we have a little news here. This is on U.Today. Make sure you head over there, give them some traffic over there. They're doing a great job. And we have a little article here, and it says Ripple's General Counsel believes this year might be a decisive one for crypto, and here is why. So let's just read a little tidbit here. It says Ripple's General Counsel, Stuart Alderati, believes that 2022 might be a decisive one for crypto's future in the US, barely 3 months into 2022. But let me stop there. I like the way they phrase that, barely 3 months into 2022. Like this is a bold statement to make, considering we haven't gotten that deep into 2022. It's not. Look how many victories Ripple has had against the SEC. Then you think about the outward effects that a Ripple victory would have over the SEC. In any way, if Ripple comes out on top, this will have a monumental effect, a massive effect on the cryptosphere, especially for legit projects, right? And primarily the banking coins and anything else that's a utility token, because utility, when that case ends, the utility age will have begun, because then you'll have institutions that can openly be able to utilize on-demand liquidity. They have on-demand liquidity is expanding around the entirety of the globe right now. They're beginning to dominate. Keep in mind, it's just the beginning. But within the United States, small businesses, large business institutions, commercial banks, central banks, the Fed, no one wants to activate, so to speak, or touch on-demand liquidity just yet because of all of these legal problems and legal implications. But just 3 months into 2022, everything is looking great. That's why he can make such a postulation. There's been one legal victory after another. I mean, unless there's something we just don't know where the SEC can come back as of right now, things are looking amazing. So yes, so circling back around. So there will be a massive amount of large business institutions utilizing on-demand liquidity. Then any entity that wants to can use XRP as a bank, as a cryptocurrency rail, bridge currency. That will cause a wave of money to come into XRP. Then hand in hand with XRP is XLM with instant liquidity. They're the other major liquidity token. Don't you ever forget instant liquidity. XLM will experience a rise because everything's being held back by the same thing. No one wants to get a subpoena from the SEC or any governmental body or regulatory body. So they haven't been able to use on-demand liquidity, XRP, instant liquidity, XLM, but they will. They will. So yeah, if everything continues to go according to plan, 2022 will be a huge year to come. Huge. But let's continue on here. It says Alderati expresses, and that's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. No asesoramiento financiero, all right? No asesoramiento financiero. Not financial advice. You do what you want to do. I'm just saying it's going to be huge, in my humble opinion. Alderati expresses no doubt that this year may be one in which all eyes will be on crypto regulation. So also, let me extrapolate just a little bit off of what he's saying and his speculation. It would also be huge for utility token, huge utility coins, because it's just my humble opinion, and I could be completely wrong. But all of those non-utility coins, except for a few that are like legit store of value, Bitcoin isn't going anywhere. Not for a long time, that is. Not for a long time, it's not. And Bitcoin, I expect to explode at some point. There's too many powerful entities, too much big money, too much old money that wants to use Bitcoin in certain ways. I expect a few more parabolic runs out of Bitcoin for a little while longer. Ethereum, I see having more trouble because Ethereum has a lot of heavy competition. Unless they're going to be working with Algorand, Ethereum is in trouble in a few years. Not now. I expect a few more pops out of Ethereum, a few more parabolic runs because there's catalyst there. And it's popular and it has a backing. But in the future years to come, Ethereum is in trouble. It can't compete with Hedera. Not going to happen. And it can't compete with Algorand outright unless it's getting help from Algorand, which they're looking into that right now. We'll see what comes of that. But it can't compete with Algorand as far as smart contracts, smart contract platform, and it can't compete with HBAR. Not going to happen. Hashgraph is superior to blockchain. Don't you ever forget it. So HBAR, Algorand, Ethereum is going to have problems. But other than those legacy coins, and maybe something like, well, I'm not even going to mention the other coin. All those other coins are in trouble. They're going to have to upgrade or make themselves more legit and come into compliance. Things they didn't want to do before, like sitting in all those meetings that Ripple had to sit in with the SEC. They sat in a lot of meetings. They've had a lot of meetings with the government. A lot of other blockchain companies have been fearful of that. So they don't have a great relationship with the government. They're in trouble. You should have done that. You should have done the hard work. All those meetings that Stellar Foundation has had with the government, they've had a lot. All of the different discussions they had with FAFTA, FinCEN, SEC. You saw Danelle Dixon. On Stellar Foundation's website, you can actually read the different conversations, the letters she's written. They did the hard work. Algorand, Stellar, Ripple have done the hard work. Hedera speaks for itself. Look at who's on their governing body. They've done the hard work. Those other coins are in trouble, in my humble opinion. They're going to take a massive hit, while the bank coins are going to rise because they're regulatory compliant and because they have those great relationships. They did the hard work. So yes, if things continue to go this way, then 2022 and beyond is going to be amazing for those long-term investors and holders of the bank coins, in my humble opinion. So, I'm not going to go too much further into the article. If you want to read the rest of it, this is a hefty article here. Go over to u.today and give them some traffic. It's one of the top articles there, so you can't miss it. Okay. But let's move on. We have so many tabs open. I'm gonna give you your money's worth today. All right. So this might end up being a hefty video. So if it is, and you appreciate this channel, please don't ad block me. Whitelist me if you're using ad blocker, and show the channel some love. All right. So here we go. We're on zcrypto.com. More Ripple news articles. Ripple's on-demand liquidity service on the verge of reaching global coverage. And that's fiercely bullish for XRP. So let's scroll down here and just read just a little tidbit here, see what they're talking about. Ashish Birla, the general manager of RippleNet at Ripple, recently revealed that the company's flagship XRP-powered remittance platform is on the brink of reaching global coverage. Muy linda, mi gente. Do a little dance, because that generational wealth feels so close. Muy linda. How much money stands to move through XRP is actually mind-blowing. I like to always take a look at those numbers. I like to get updates on the banks and such like that. We're talking about trillions of dollars per day at some point in the future, okay? Because a lot of people are like, is that going to happen now? Wind moon. What do you get these people in the comment section? Wind moon. They don't even spell it with an H. It's W-E-N moon. I always have a good laugh at that. But no, we're talking realistically. Of course, it's going to take 3, 4, 5 years. This is what the projections are from the professionals as far as setting up infrastructure, having everything rolling out. But when everything's up and rolling, it's not beyond reasoning. It's highly reasonable to expect trillions of dollars to be floating across two systems, as a matter of fact, that are designed to replace SWIFT. And it seems there's a lot of pressure on SWIFT. SWIFT, in my humble opinion, is either going to have to congeal with XRP and XLM, or they're going to have, or it's over for them. It is. The rest of the world has no respect for SWIFT. Understand that. The rest of the world has no respect for SWIFT. That's one. And number two, the power of the United States in the world is being questioned. You better pay attention to that. So the rest of the world is saying, hey, we're ready to move on from SWIFT. That's why you have a LightNet that wants to replace SWIFT with XLM, Stellar. You have a bevy of places that want Ripple to replace SWIFT, right? You even have Ripple on the Payments Council. Sorry about that. They are on the Faster Payments Council, but the Digital Euro Association. A lot of these countries, a lot of these continents, a lot of these places, regions, they see the potentiality for them to move up in the world as far as how much capital they're making, how much power they have. They don't want to stay in the shadow of anybody. That's a big reason to move out of that weaponized SWIFT system. Why, if I have the opportunity to be free and call my own shots and be a boss and be a king in the world, would I want the United States, all due respect, to the United States. All due respect. But why would I want the United States to tell me what to do? And why would I want the IMF being able to breathe down my neck and bully me like the IMF tried to do El Salvador? But El Salvador said, no, we're not going to listen to you. We're going to do what we want to do with Bitcoin and Algorand. Now the IMF is breathing down the neck of Argentina, right? But I like to say that Argentina, you got to get that rhythm going. Argentina. Just feels better. Trust me on that. Try it one time. But now they're breathing down the neck of Argentina. Why would you want that? You can move outside of these systems. You don't have to worry about the SWIFT system. You don't have to worry about SDRs. That is a problem. So what happens? The IMF is giving you money. They're giving you loans. Now you owe them. So they know you must obey. You owe us or pay up. We know you can't pay up. That's why you took the loan in the first place. So you have to acquiesce to our demands. You have to listen to us. The rest of the world doesn't like that control. Mi gente, we like to be free. We like to do what we want to do. We want to dance here and there. We want to move here and there. Free men, free beings, free thinking. And so that's what people see. Also, of course, all the money that can be made is there. But freedom is also at hand. Freedom for countries, freedom for individuals, freedom for small businesses. They are taking notice. But a lot of them, for now, they're playing it safe. If they are getting into the bank coins, or they're keeping quiet. Shh. Waiting to strike at the right time, waiting for the right time to institute these things. There's a lot of strategy involved in this, and it's very wise to operate with a meticulous strategy at this particular time, right? Because you don't really need the trouble. We're here to make money. We don't want to stop that money, clog that money drain up. So we have to be meticulous in what we do and utilize a proper strategy. All right, so let's continue on here. It says the on-demand liquidity product, which was previously known as XRP, is designed to process cross-border payments fast and vastly to cut costs. It's utilized with the XRP token as a bridge between two fiat currencies for international transactions. Ripple's vision for transforming the payments landscape. In the latest episode of the Ripple Drop, released March 17th, Burla noted that the on-demand liquidity, that ODL, is presently in operation in at least 22 destination markets. That's all strategic. We're going to be building from there, I can assure you, and everything's going to increase, but that's great. That's major. That means that money is, that when that money does flow, ooh, it's going to be a pop in that price. Oh, that's going to be a pop in that price. Delicious. And that price is going to raise. That price is going to raise. Let me tell you something. I'm over preparing. Now, I'm not here to tell you what to do. That's not what we do here. I'm just saying, speaking for myself, I have to clarify. I'm over preparing. So any XRP I can scoop up before this happens, I'm going to do it. No, nothing's going to stand in my way. No, it's not. I told you I'm going to see this through to the end. But when that price starts to rise, it's going to raise a toe. Whoo, in my humble opinion, raise a toe. It's going to raise. Now, new subscribers are like, man, this guy right here, sometimes he's serious, sometimes he cracks jokes. I'm a mixture of many things. But one thing I find is that most brilliant people, in my humble opinion, I'm not calling myself brilliant, but I'll say this about brilliant people that I have observed. Most brilliant people are a little bit eccentric. We're a little different. We tend to be free. So we do things differently. We have our own rhythm. Okay. Some people, their rhythm is more breakdancing. Mine is more crunk dancing. Okay. It's more offbeat a little bit. Let's continue on here, man. I love to spend time with you guys and, got me fired up a little bit to get in front of the camera today. That's another thing. Making the videos, it gives me some fire in my belly throughout the day, man. It does a lot of good for me to come here, do the videos. I don't know. It does something special for me on the inside. I was feeling very down in energy before the video. And now that I'm in front of the camera and I'm talking to everybody, I know I'm going to be in the comment section. I feel better. Does that make sense? I feel better reading. Anyway, let's continue on. You don't care about that. I'm going to get back to the article. All right, hold on. Calm it down. Hold on. I'm going to get back to it. Okay. Ripple has been busy striking partnerships with payment providers and crypto exchanges across the globe to facilitate real-time payments. They've been doing a great job, by the way. Berla is extremely happy. I am also. I concur. Berla is extremely happy with the growth seen by RippleNet so far. The network hit a payment volume of $11 billion, woo, by the end of 2021. The Ripple exec also noted that cryptocurrency have become more liquid in recent years. That's great. We need to continue to increase that, and we will, because that means everything else is inferior and we will always be needed. There is a liquidity crisis starting to build and will occur in the world, okay, for a myriad of reasons. So as long as we have that liquidity there, that on-demand liquidity with XRP and instant liquidity with XLM, we're good. We're good to go. The Ripple exec also noted that cryptocurrencies have become more liquid in recent years, thus enabling instant settlement of payments globally. Ripple aims to offer its customers a better experience at a lower cost, and it will. We're going to literally just cut the kneecaps from under Swift. They cannot fight us. They cannot compare to us at this particular time. And also, look, even if they could, I'm going to float this idea. Even if they could build a comparable product to XRP and XLM, does that negate from the one of the functionalities of Swift is it's being weaponized and being a control mechanism of the United States against other regions of the world, other places in the world, countries? It doesn't negate from that. So it's not just about cost. As I said, we can't get around this. It's about freedom. Those countries want to be free of a system that is being weaponized and utilized to control them. So it doesn't negate from that. With XRP, anybody can use it. With XLM, anybody can use it. And that is extremely attractive. Extremely attractive. The large businesses as well as countries. No one wants to be capped off with how much money they can make. No one wants to be capped off having their money tied up in the system constantly in order to just use that system this is going to heave upon you these insane hefty fees on top of having your money locked up like that. Absolutely not. It's time for a new system. The world is ready. They understand that. And it seems that the time is now. So let's continue on here. I have so many tabs open. Let's see how many we can actually get through. So that's 2. More from Ripple. This is from Ripple.com. And it's about Korea. It says why policy regulation for crypto in Korea is key. Ripple is doing a lot of work right now. You have to appreciate this. XRP is a solid hold, in my opinion, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. XRP is a safe hold, in my opinion, because of all of the work that Ripple, as the main putter forth of XRP right now, the main builder on the XRP right now, is doing so much great work. That money is going to flow from a lot of different corridors, and that is a great thing. So let's just go over it one more time. You have the real estate market is going to be flowing across XRP and XLM value. You already see them building certain offerings on these particular bank coins, right? You have music. You saw what's going on with the music and stuff like that with Algorand. These different bank coins have different like music licenses, all of these different things. People selling digital albums, digital singles, that's going to be flowing across. You have the commercial bank money going to be flowing across them. That's amazing. You have central bank money. That's amazing. You saw the article we read the other day. I think I put that video out. I don't know. I didn't put out like 3 videos this week, so I don't know which ones came out and which did. But there was an article I covered in a particular video, and it was about payroll. So now you see them doing payroll. I told you that was coming. They're doing payroll on these. So payroll is going to be moving across these blockchains, these bank coins. What do you think all of that's going to do to that price? What? Wait a minute. Let me just look up. I'm looking around like there's people here, right? Like, you like that pantomime? Look at it. What do you think? You see that? That's like a quizzical face. You said, I like that. Like, it's like acting a little bit. What? What do you think it's going to do to that price? That price is going to raise. It's not going to be 20 cents XLM. 81 cents XRP today? Something like that. I don't know. I don't care about the charts like that at all. This little money means nothing to me. I don't care about that at all. But it's not going to stay there. That price is going to raise. That price is going to raise. 20 cent XLM? Raise. But let's continue on here. Let's read a little bit of this article. The emergence of blockchain technology and digital assets is transforming the global financial landscape into a more accessible, transparent, fair, and efficient system. This transformation has resulted in the development of new use cases and the opening up of new markets, providing innovative ways for individuals and businesses to access and build a more inclusive global financial system. However, as is often the case with emerging technologies, the full scale and scope of this impact from a policy perspective is difficult to understand. And future trends are even more difficult to predict. This emergence means new types of organizations are providing new services and products, which in turn provide significant benefits to the economy, but could also potentially pose new forms of risk. The technological and economic characteristics of blockchain and digital assets therefore require smart regulation. Regulators and policymakers are faced with the unique challenge of striking a delicate balance between fostering innovation while simultaneously ensuring sufficient safeguards are in place to reap the full benefits of this technology. I'm glad that Ripple is getting more involved in areas around the world with regulation, as far as regulation, than just the United States. We need smart regulation everywhere. We also don't want any problems at all with any region saying, hey, we gave this a chance, but look, there's illicit activities happening. People are misusing the system. The system is not secure. We don't want any of that. So we have to do two things. And Ripple has been doing two things as well as Stellar. Two things. Number one, make sure your protocol is the absolute best so there's no hiccups when it comes to the rollout of your protocol when people and businesses and entities are building on top of it or utilizing your particular infrastructures that you're offering or external entities are offering to them. That's number one. And then number two, have the policies in place where it's understanding of these particular technologies, the benefits of them, the possible pitfalls of them, the progression that they're going to be making, how active you're going to be as a controller of those particular mechanisms to make sure everything continues to go according to plan and everything's going to continue to be upgraded. So what I'm saying is that if you're active as a particular company with an offering, you want to give everybody who's going to be using that technology assurances. The policies and assurances have to go hand in hand. But policymakers won't understand what policy to make if they don't understand the protocol. They're just going to regulate it out of ignorance. And that's not what we want. This is what we almost saw in the United States. We're battling that now. We don't want them regulating out of ignorance. So how do they come into this knowledge? So they'll come into this knowledge by way of individuals like Danelle Dixon of Stellar, Brad Garlinghouse, and etc. from Ripple, having meetings with these different governments, right? Providing them with the files, the data, the PDFs, having the meetings. There's an education curve. They have to be educated, but it takes time to do that. So and this is one of the reasons why Ripple is going to explode as a company, XRP is going to explode separate from Ripple. XRP is going to explode. XLM is going to explode, and Stellar Foundation's reputation is going to be legendary because they took the time. Algorand as well. Algorand has had a ton of meetings, have been doing a great job educating people around the world. They just completed their Miami accelerator. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But that's why these bank coins, XRP, XLM, Algo, are going to explode more than most because they are the ones on the front lines of the war, the battle, to bring blockchain to the masses. And they have been doing the hard work. That's just a fact. Okay, so let's just read just a little bit more. The APAC region dominates the digital banking sector. So that's the Asia Pacific region, right? I believe that's what APAC stands for. Let's just scroll up just for a moment. Give me one moment. But I believe they clarify that, but I'm pretty sure that's like the Asian Pacific region. I'm not sure if that's the Southeast region. But let's continue on here. The APAC region dominates the digital banking sector and has become a global leader in digital payment solutions. More specifically, Korea has long been an early adopter of new technology and has been quick to embrace new innovations and opportunities, including blockchain and digital assets. And its vibrant total market size for digital assets has grown USD 45.9 billion. And daily transactions on Korean exchanges have reached $9.4 billion, with Bitcoin 13.6%, ETH 12.4%, and XRP 10.2% as the top 3 digital assets traded. This growing popularity puts crypto in Korea under the spotlight. See, that's what I mean. So that light is now on crypto. And so if policymakers are not educated, if they're not speaking to Ripple, they're not speaking to Stellar, they will regulate out of ignorance. And because they're legacy system members, and not, I won't say members, but they're definitely supported by legacy system lobbying money and relationships, they're going to look at crypto initially standoffish. Like, I don't know about this. How does this affect it? Because the negative, unfortunately, it seems in this world that the negative comes precedent to the positive. So it's that way in thinking as well. Most of the time, policymakers think negatively first until they're shown otherwise. Then they're able to think more positively. And with positive thinking, with a positive education curve, then regulations are positive. What does that mean for holders of the bank coins? That price is going to raise. That's what it means. And right now, Ripple is putting in that hard work. You have to show them their respect. XRP is a solid hold. In my humble opinion, XLM XRP algorithm are going to explode because of things like this. This is real research. This is real data. This is real stuff happening in real time. Okay? So while everything else is super speculative, you have concrete things to go on. Now, of course, there's no guarantees in life, but we're not here for guarantees. But what we can do is do the research and see what a company is doing and observe what a company is doing. What type of partnerships are they making? What type of policies are in place? How much they could possibly be used? How much money is coming through some of these corridors that they're setting up? How many anchors they might have? What is their on-demand liquidity going to grow? How many meetings are they having with governments, policymakers, large business institutions, central banks? Do they have good relationships? How much money are these institutions, banks, and these a variety of entities? How much money are they capable of flowing across that blockchain? And then we make our calculations about what does it do to that price. Now, I may not be at my most eloquent, but I hope that I conveyed that clearly to everyone. I think you get where I'm going with this, but that's just a rational way of approaching these particular things. But if I think you take all of that and put it all together, it all screams there is a change coming. That the new financial system and holders of these particular protocol are in super early. I know when I say super early, I'm just talking about as far as the energy of the moment, right? It's super early. Things haven't gotten up and running yet. There's no regulatory clarity. There's no mass adoption. There's no mass usage of on-demand liquidity. The banks have not stepped in yet. That means you're super early. And I understand that. I have to say that in juxtaposition to what most people will feel. In juxtaposition, they will feel like, well, I've been holding XRP for years. Yes, and you've been early for years. I know that sounds a little bit strange, but it's true. You've been early for years. The question that you're going to have to decide for yourself and ask yourself deep within is, do I want to continue to hold that particular thing? That's something that you have to decide for yourself. I know what I'm doing. I'm here till the end. That's it. I'm here to the end. But it doesn't change the fact that we are still early. As long as those banks haven't stepped in, it's still early. Look at where those prices are right now. It's not, I don't believe it's going to stay that way. There's no way possible it's going to stay that way. Even if we took away the commercial banks, even if we took away the central banks, which they're all there, by the way, they're there, signed up, ready to go. They're just waiting. And it's going to take time to set up that infrastructure. So we have a little while longer. We'll have a little while longer. But I completely lost my place. I had like 5 thoughts and all at one time, just boom. That's how it happens to me. Just all of these thoughts come in at the same time. Somebody out there wagging their finger at me right now. Alphanine, come on, brother. You got to keep everything together. I know. But I appreciate you being here with me. You guys are like my internet family at this point. I appreciate you tolerating me. All right, let's continue on here, everyone. Bhutan, this is another article from Ripple.com. I'm trying to get to the other protocol. I have an XLM article. I can't get to it to save my life. We have so much Ripple stuff happening. Oh, XRP is on fire right now. Here's another article from Ripple.com. Bhutan advances financial inclusion and sustainability with Ripple's CBDC solution. Why did they retweet this? This is from September 22nd, 2021. Let's go over this one more time. There must be something they want us to learn from this or gather. This was tweeted recently, but why? Let's just read a little tidbit from this. I guess something's must be about to happen. That's what I'm going to assume. Because I click on the new tweets sometimes, and sometimes I go to ripple.com, I click on the articles, they post it, and this does happen sometimes, but usually they'll put out an article like this that they put out a few months back, and right before a new announcement is about to be made. So who knows if that's going to happen, but let's just read this little tidbit here. Today, we are proud to announce our partnership with Bhutan Central Bank, the Royal Monetary Authority, who will use Ripple CBDC solution to pilot a central bank digital currency in phases. Okay, that's interesting. So, all right, already just from right there, that tells me that right now, I need to get an update on this. So what I would check, and you if you want to do this, you can. That's up to you. Go to Atlantic, I think is it atlanticcouncil.org. Type in Atlantic Council or CBDC Tracker. CBDC Tracker on Google. The websites are going to pop up, and I'm going to go there, Atlantic Council or CBDC Tracker, one of the two, and I'm going to get an update and see where they are with the development of this CBDC. Also, I'm going to see what I'm going to read any articles attached to it so I can get updates if there's anything substantial to be updated on. I definitely want to know about that. In phases. That's interesting. This was last year, September. Okay, let's continue on here. This move is driven by the nation's desire to enhance digital and cross-border payments, expand financial inclusion efforts, and extend its commitment to sustainability as the only carbon negative country in the world. Wow, it's carbon negative? Really? Wow. As a country. I did not know that. That's great publicity. That's great publicity. If Ripple, listen, I know the bank coins haven't started their mass marketing just yet, but when that advertising money starts to flow, this is something you want to highlight to say, hey, look, we're one of the best, if not the number one bank coin out there, the number one cryptocurrency out there, the one we're promoting as Ripple. Of course, we're decentralized, but the one that we're promoting and using is XRP, and it's so good energy-wise. It's so green that the number one, the greenest country in the world, the most carbon negative country in the world uses our blockchain, uses XRP, uses our product. That is going to be one of the absolute best advertising, like linchpins of all time. Maybe that's why they put this out here. And I say that because we've seen a bevy of green articles from Algorand as of the recent months, last few months. Stellar, same thing. Everyone's on this rise of green energy, carbon neutral, carbon negative. And so maybe they're trying to show with this article, a repost of this article, to say to the world, hey, everyone's doing well, but look who the greenest place on earth chose. It chose us. Maybe that's what this is supposed to convey, just to remind everybody who the greenest country on the planet chose, XRP, which is crucial when it comes to working with the banks. IMF wants green technology, carbon neutral, carbon negative. Bank of International Settlements wants carbon neutral, carbon negative. European Central Bank, definitely. And they are some of the most stringent. Man, they're tough. European Central Bank is tough. Christine Lagarde is tough. They want carbon neutral, carbon negative. So this is major. This is huge. And understand, when they put out articles, it's not for you and I. It's definitely not for retail. This is for policymakers. This is for the heads at the different central banks, commercial banks, such like that, just to give them briefings, just to give them a little update, just to keep something in their mind. Keep in mind also, they're constantly receiving briefings from their advisors. They're constantly receiving updates from PDF files sent to them, things like that from Ripple, Stellar, Algorand. There's always something going on. But this is sort of like light material just to keep stuff out there, because once in a while, trust me, I know this, powerful individuals will peruse websites. Hey, they'll peruse your Twitter too. They'll peruse your Twitter and reach out to you. So, this is for them. It's not for us. So as I'm thinking like that, I think this is what they're trying to convey about how green they are and who exactly that's unbelievable. This unbelievable country is using as their central bank digital currency, XRP, XRPL. So I think that's what they're trying to get across with that. Okay, so finally, Man, you guys keeping me here long. What? You do know I have stuff to do. You do know I have business. I'm a money maker, right? I got big money to make. But who do you think you are? Wait, let me just point a finger just one time. Just no offense. Let me have some fun. Who do you think you are keeping me here? Hey man, I love all you guys out there, all you people out there. Okay, love you all, man. Thank you for being here and spending some time with me, having a good time in this golden age that's about to happen with the bank coins and crypto. I greatly appreciate you. So this is from medium.com, and this is about Stellar. Okay, Stellar put out a tweet recently about this ARF. This, I guess, is a company named ARF. We're going to read a little bit about it right here and see what this is all about. How ARF helps increase remittance flows by using the Stellar network. Remittance flows are one of the strong determinants of overall economic health of low and middle income countries, as they make up a significant part of financial inflows. Today, 800 million people are dependent on remittances to sustain their livelihood globally. So that's another thing I want to point out. I said this in a video I didn't put out. I was going to put out a video the other day. I just didn't think it had the energy that I wanted. I didn't think it was good enough, so I didn't put it out. I'm only going to put out my best products. But in that video, I was saying how Swift has been horrible for those who want to send remittances who are just workers. They're just workers, regular people, and they can't afford those hefty fees. They can't wait 2-3 days. And if you're a business, they said sometimes businesses are sending large amounts. It could take up to 30 days. What? So you're starting a small business in this country. You want to send money to your family, and they might be in dire need of that money. And you have to wait 30 days to use the Swift system? That's unbelievable to me. So people are tired of that. They want a system they can use anytime. It's beneficial to them, not detrimental to them, right? But they iterate that in their own way here in this article. Today, 800 million people are dependent on remittances to sustain their livelihood. That means it's life or death. Their life is on the line. How they live is on the line. I know you know that, but I'm going to clarify just for my own sake. Their life is on the line. Their vital importance is undebatable. Okay, so let's continue on here and see what ARF has to do with all of this. However, remittance companies are bound to use today's correspondent banking model, where one correspondent bank holds deposits owned by other respondent banks and provides payment and other services to respondents. Although this model has been an essential component of the international payments industry, it doesn't comply with today's fast-paced nature of cross-border payments, global trade, and e-commerce. In correspondent banking, the only way to achieve instant transactions is needed is that the traditional payments industry players prefunding their treasuries locally with their partners. Today, $4 trillion is locked up in pre-funding. That's absolutely horrible, absolutely terrible. Imagine having that capital to play with. Imagine having that capital where you can allocate it anywhere and have your money making money, have your money in play, not locked up and dying, losing value, right? Just so you can send other money that's going to also be have intermediary fees heaved upon it. Is a terrible system. I hate to even say the word Swift, but anyway. Today, $4 trillion is locked in pre-funding at any given time, since regulators mostly prohibit the funds to be used for purposes other than its intended activity. In the current financial system, pre-funding operates as a patch to overcome the shortcomings of the correspondent banking network. Shortcomings. They've been failing in a myriad of ways. I told you that. Now you have this article here telling you the exact same thing. And settlement speed varies from 1 to 7 days. What? Why would I use that system when with using Algorand, Algo, XRP, XLM, or HBAR, I can get that money there just like that. Instant or near instantaneous. And that speed is only going to increase in the future, by the way. However, pre-funding creates even more problems in the system as it entails high capital requirements, high FX exposure, and increased financial and treasury operations because cross-border payments are dependent on networks such as Swift. Didn't I say that before? Such as Swift. Terrible, terrible thing. People are ready to be done with that. That's one of the reasons why the new financial system will explode. XRP, XLM, HBAR, Cello, they will In my humble opinion, there's no guarantees. I said they will. Somebody out there's like, Alpha Name said it's a guarantee. There's no guarantees. There's no guarantees. I'm just sharing my humble opinion. That's all. Using deductive reasoning and going by everything that we have found. That's just my humble opinion. Okay. You are supposed to draw your own conclusions, do your own research, read these PDFs, read these articles, and then you for yourself decide what you believe the future is going to be. No one, and I'm telling you now, no one can guide you better than you can guide yourself. No one can tell you what to think better than you can. Use your own deductive reason and come up with your own thoughts. Then in that, you will be secure. You're not going to be secure with someone else's thoughts. Okay. Be secure within your own thoughts by doing your own research and coming up with your own conclusions. Okay. Believe in yourself. I believe in you all out there. I've interacted with a whole bunch of people out there, and they're very wise, very intelligent, and there's a lot of great researchers out there. So I'm definitely not talking to them. But we can all step our level up. I try to improve every day. We can also improve in the decisions that we make and how much deductive reasoning we exercise. Let's continue on here. Okay, especially when there are long settlement cycles. Pre-funded capital acts as a barrier to the growth in volume and to new corridors. This is another reason why I told you that volume is going to explode. When you have such low fees for transactions, people are more apt to use it in a higher capacity, a higher volume, and they will. And when you're talking about the banks, now they're unleashed. So all that money that was flowing through before, you have to actually put a little bit of a X2, X3 on top of that. A little bit more is going to be on top of that because they'll be unleashed to send as much money as they want. Not only during those business operation times that SWIFT is limited to, but they can do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 daes a year because crypto is all day, every day, forever. So you have that also. So there might be a higher volume and higher a cumulative transaction amount flowing across these particular bank coins than we even saw with the old system in SWIFT, which makes perfect sense. When you're talking about a superior system, then usually everything else increases as well. If efficiency has increased and security has increased, settlement time has increased, everything else increased, the money would definitely increase because the people will, the willingness for those participants to utilize that system would also theoretically increase. I think that just makes sense. That's just logical in my humble opinion. Tell me if I'm wrong. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. And if you have some other information or you can share some news, some information that would better educate me on these things, I'm all open. I'm definitely open to that. All right. I'm always trying to learn. The more I learn, the more money I can make. And I'm here to make money. So I'm not going to turn away information if it's actually good information that's backed with facts. I'm not turning that away. I'm going to take it. And as I take it and absorb it, I'm going to use it to make some money. Trust me on this. Trust me on this. Okay, so let's continue on here. ARF comes up with a simple but cutting edge solution to solve the need for pre-funding and cross-border money transactions. Together with Stellar, ARF brings an opportunity for licensed money service businesses and international money transfer operators, MTOs, worldwide to free themselves. Haven't I been saying that? Free themselves. Freedom is here, people. I'm telling you, they're going for it. Free themselves from high capital pre-funding requirements and conveniently build cross-border payment corridors. By leveraging stablecoins and allowing instant stablecoin settlements across multiple channels, including real-time transfers to bank accounts. Let me stop right there. They're going to need, let me tell you something. They're going to need liquidity tokens. There's a liquidity crisis coming. So, stablecoins are going to be a major part of these bank coins having that pop in price, having that those parabolic runs. Definitely, for sure, they definitely are. But they're going to need liquidity tokens. I think some of my peers are going to go over this, so I'm just going to leave that because there probably are charts that could show you how things function in this particular stable coin or feeds into this type of cryptocurrency, which is the bridge currency or liquidity tokens. Some are liquidity tokens. Some are settlement tokens. Like there's these different facets, but when they all function together, they function as one system, one flowing system. All of these banking coins or these technologies, so to speak, that are behind the bank coins, they all play their part in what would be one massive interoperable system. Now we call it by different names, but when it functions, it will function as one system. Hence interoperability, which means one is flowing into the other. They're all doing their jobs. So just think of it as like you're in the building at your office space. So this guy over here is an engineer. This person over here reads the documents and does dissemination of information. This person over here runs the mail from cubicle to cubicle or whatever it is, office to office. Then you have this person here is the CEO. All have different titles. They work for one company. They are one system. That's what we're looking at here, in my humble opinion. We're looking at one massive system, but they're going to need liquidity badly, right? So that instant liquidity, on demand liquidity is going to be amazing. But let's continue right here. But leveraging stable coins, and I almost made myself laugh with that. Let's just continue on here. When I do something like that, I made myself laugh. By leveraging stable coins and allowing instant stablecoin settlements across multiple channels, including real-time transfers to bank accounts, e-wallets, and cash pickup points, ARF enables MSBs to build API-based cross-border financial operations and treasury management. Now, before I say that, so ARF is pretty much another. I'm going to do a little bit more research, but from what they're saying here, let me read this a little bit. There's another little interesting tidbit before I say what I was going to say. ARF provides global treasury accounts on stablecoins along with its cross-border instant settlement network. It's a replacement for SWIFT. Now we have three, how do I say it? At the forefront, or like they're not afraid to say. There's a word on the edge of my brain, on the edge of my mind that I can't get to. But we have three entities saying that they want Stellar to replace SWIFT. So you have IBM, you have Lightnet, and now you have ARF. Let's read that one more time. I told you, they want XLM to replace SWIFT. I'm waiting to see what happens in the future with the United States government. I think they're looking at XLM very closely, Stellar Foundation very closely, in my opinion. We'll see. Let's read that again. ARF provides global treasury accounts on stablecoins along with its cross-border instant settlement network to minimize the pre-funding need, which is negating SWIFT, to minimize the pre-funding need in each corridor partner's bank account. With the combination of both, an MSB can send and receive payments from other MSBs in the network and hold its treasury denominated in USDC. Do you see where things are going here? On average, the pre-funding need per corridor goes from 50% to 80% if the number of corridors utilized multiplies as per MSB. Moreover, ARF recently launched ARF Credit. I told you how much stuff is going to be running across XLM. Stellar, look at them. They're just rolling it out. They're going nuts right now. And in a good way, I mean, like they're just losing their minds with all of these things that they're unveiling right now. And everything is like massive. It doesn't have to be a whole bunch of little stuff. That's not what I'm looking for. But what they've been releasing has been massive. That's what I like. That's what I want to see. Moreover, ARF recently launched ARF Credit, providing API-based transactional short-term working capital credit line to MSBs and reduced pre-funding requirements in its network down to 0%. So head over to Stellar's Twitter. I think they have this article link there. You can click on that link very easily, safely, and go right over to this article, which is on medium.com. Give it a read. There's a whole lot more that they are saying. This is very, very interesting. And they have like a little diagram here. It's very interesting. Maybe I'll post this little chart here so you can see what it looks like. So everything is looking extremely good. So we got through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tabs we have left open. Maybe we'll pick this back up tomorrow. I think that's wise. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more tabs that we didn't even cover yet. And I definitely wanted to, but now kept you here long enough, but hopefully you had this running like it's a podcast or something like that. I know you guys want to see me, get you fired up to go conquer the day. So I hope you're having a good Saturday. And, if you have to work on Saturday, get to that money, make your money. That's what we're here for. That's what we do. We're money makers. Nothing's going to stop us from getting to that money. It's not going to happen. I don't care what kind of work I'm doing. I'm going to get the most money I can out of it. So hope everyone's doing well. And now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.